Welcome to my 5th tutorial video for Leo Whitefang. This one covers Leo's jumping normals, as well as some related BRC usage, and it directly builds on the last one, so if you haven't watched the previous video, make sure to give it a watch first. With that said, let's get to it! Jumpy. This button is incredibly simple to explain and use. It's your fastest jumping normal and can be used as an air-to-air when you know you can't get quite into throw range, or can be used as a call-out on a mid-range poke. If you hit someone in the air with it, there are no Gatling options except for JP itself, so you generally just keep pressing P until you land and get a soft knockdown. If you hit someone standing on the ground with it, you generally just do P until you can land and then do 5P236S. However, there are some times when you may not be at a good range to 236S, and the timing to do 5P236S is also just fairly tight. If the opponent knows that, they may try to press their own 5P towards the end of the string when they expect it to drop. You can call this out with 6P for a counter hit. This also works when the opponent blocked your JP in the air too. Of course, you can also spend 50 meter for RC slowdown to get a better knockdown or wall break if you want. There are also some cases where Jump P can be used to bait certain reversal options, such as Super or DP after a wall break with hard knockdown. That's about it for Jump P. Jump K. Jump K is a great jump-in tool, as well as a good air-to-air poke. You can't often get a combo off of it as an air-to-air poke without meter, so most of the time you're stuck with a default soft knockdown that's given universally off air hits in Strive. Another solid use for Jump K is after crossing up with an air dash. Jump K is a very far-reaching normal, both horizontally and vertically below Leo, so it's one of the quickest ways to get an active hitbox on top of the opponent once Leo turns around after the cross-up. A note about this, though, is that good anti-airs like Soul's 5K or Kai's 6P are more than enough to put a stop to this, so use with caution. When using Jump K as a jump-in, it's also important to mention that there's often enough landing recovery that some angles cannot lead to a ground combo, and many opponents will try to mash throw after, just in case. This is most often after an instant air dash or double jump. You can call this out on hit with backdash, but you can also use the only Gatling Jump K has, Jump D, to delay your fall enough to make the throw whiff. You can also use the dash cancel Jump K allows for this purpose as well. In cases where you can combo, you usually want to combo into 2K or 5K. Jump S. Jump S is a 2-hitting jump normal that also has a dash cancel. This move's dash cancel can be practically used for some air conversion routes, but it's pretty height and spacing specific, so be warned. If you're already near the corner, this move usually has enough hit stun for you to land and do close slash into the wall bounce loop. However, Jump S as an air-to-air is fairly rare. It's fairly fast, but because of how close you need to be, most of the time it's less risky or just easier to air with a different jump normal. One of the more common uses of Jump S is at low heights, where its 2 hits make it an ambiguous block string combined with 2K, as you can do 1-hit Jump S into 2K or 2-hit Jump S into 2K. Since this is a high into a low, ambiguity on when to switch block can help you open up some opponents. You can set this up from a late air dash in situations where the opponent thinks you're safe jumping, or from charged fireball setups. Another common and really powerful way to set this up is from BRCs, which can be done from jump canceling a ground normal. The correct timing to do jump cancel forward BRC is different between different normals, but it can be done from 5K, close slash, back turn P, and back turn K. Naturally, you can also do down BRC as well as an alternative, and as a way to get in stance safely. But off forward drift, you can set up a varying number of highs and lows using jump normals, such as Jump S 1-hit or 2-hit into 2K, or a series of up to 3 Jump Ps into a 2K. You can also still get into stance safely after a block Jump S on forward drift if you like. And on down drift, if you can condition someone to stand, such as by using uncharged 5D after a BRC, you can fuzzy the opponent with a falling Jump S after a rising Jump P. The mix-up from BRC conditioning someone around Jump S is really strong, so it's worth considering from time to time. Jump H. This button is a long-range air poke. In neutral, it's an important tool for dealing with some troublesome aerial moves, like May's Jump H or Potemkin's back Mega Fist. It leads to heavy counter hit, so if you're close enough, you can pick up a combo using close slash, which opens up good damage and good knockdown options compared to Leo's other aerial normals. If it's not a counter hit, like other air hits in the game, you at least get a soft knockdown from it. This button can also be used to punish the counter hit recovery of ground throws more heavily when you jump out of them, since you get the added hit stun of the heaviest counter hit without them being airborne. This is generally good damage in Oki, so be sure to remember to utilize it. One small issue with Jump H is that it's not very active at all, so it's really easy to mistime it, especially on jump-ins. Every other one of Leo's air normals, aside from Jump P, have more than twice as many active frames, so be really careful with your timing when utilizing it. Another issue, which is honestly a theme with Leo's normals, is that it extends your hurt box the entire length of the swords, which actually enables the opponent to air throw you much more easily than normal. This is a common callout on Leo jumping in the range where he may want to jump H, since whiffing an air throw in this situation isn't very high risk either. So while using jump H as a callout or reaction to someone's button is a very strong tool, don't be too obvious about it. Another use of jump H is as a block string from a low height block jump S. Jump S into jump H is one of the very few jump normal cancels Leo has, and it can be done from either hit of the jump S. Depending on the player's blocking habits and the character they play, there are situations where the jump H will actually whiff when cancelled into from the block jump S, which lets you vary the block timing before going into a low using 2K, or even set up a tick throw. However, I mentioned before that due to the landing recovery on jump options, some players will generally mash throw after blocking a jump in. This is as true for jump S and jump H as it is jump K, but usually you can backdash to avoid and punish this. Just generally be aware that it could happen if you mess up the height and a normal whiffs when you didn't intend for it to. Jump D. Jump D is sort of a weird normal. It totally stops your air momentum for a small period of time, so it's intended to be used as a callout and punish when somebody tries to anti-air you with something like a 6P. It can be used from different heights to beat different options, like causing the opponent to whiff their air throw or 2H as well. When combined with RC Drift, you can make it really difficult for someone to anti-air without using air throw. Also, if Jump D hits an airborne opponent near the wall, they wall bounce and you get the wall bounce loop conversion. Additionally, Jump D is special cancelable on hit or block. However, once again, because of the added landing recovery from air options, on hit the window can be exceptionally tight, especially when Jump D hits a grounded opponent at a higher than typical height. Leo doesn't really have great special cancel options for getting a knockdown here, so if you have meter to RC, it's often a better choice to be on the safe side. He can technically charge during the Jump D animation and combo into an HDP for a hard knockdown, but if you miss the window by even a tiny margin, you're giving the opponent a free charged dust punish for more than 50% health, so this can be an incredibly risky choice in conversion. Lastly, Jump D itself is quite punishable on whiff or block, and cancel options on block are generally all very punishable. As a result, proper JD usage is tied to making very good reads about your opponent's choices in anti-airing, so you'll need a certain amount of finesse to really get the most out of it. That about wraps it up for Leo's air normals. They're all sort of related to each other, so let me summarize them together, though sorry in advance for the length. Use Jump P when you need the fastest air normal possible, or when air throw won't work. Jump PPP mash really is the most optimal meterless combo, yes. Jump P can also be used against ground pokes and debate reversal options since it has low recovery. Jump K is Leo's best jump in and a solid air-to-air. Jump K is also good for cross-ups. You can cancel Jump K into Jump D to bait people mashing throw after Jump K jump-ins. Jump S is a fast, high-reward air-to-air, but without much horizontal range. Jump S has 2 hits, which can allow for ambiguous block strings during mix-ups. Jump S can also lead to good damage combos via dash cancel or wall bounce loops. Jump S is also your go-to block string starter from airborne BRC mix-ups. Jump H is a large aerial poke that can lead to high damage on counter hit. Jump H is also a good punish on whiffed ground moves if you happen to be in the air. Jump H can also be used for block strings, with some effectiveness for mix-ups. Jump H can be air thrown and has very few active frames for the large hurtbox it extends, so be careful with it. Jump D is a large dive attack that momentarily stops all air momentum before diving. Jump D can be special cancelled, but the timing to combo may be quite strict and depends on how high Leo was from the ground when the move hit. Jump D is particularly useful for baiting anti-air attempts. And on air hit, Jump D leads to wall bounce loops in the corner. That's it for this video, and with that, we've covered all of Leo's normals outside of Brunhilder stance. A good number of people have been asking about a video for backturn, so I'm excited to say we'll be starting on that next time. Look forward to it. Again, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you back here next time. Remember to like and subscribe, etc. And if these videos are helping you, please do let me know in the comments below. See you later!